Thank you. Caitlin, always, yes. Sit your dash down. Okay, welcome back. Welcome back. One last time. We put a QR code for next Mindvalley event. You know, you'll get there. All good. Yes. How are you guys feeling? Feeling good? Good? Sad? Sad? Right? Painful. What's that sound? No, okay. Not feeling grateful. Okay, feeling happy. That's very good. Okay, guys. This is tough. This feels like a classroom of kids, and that's super beautiful, huh? It's super beautiful. It's just people from all ages. We came 3 weeks ago, and everyone, through different experiences that we went through, by the end of the experience, everyone becomes whole in spirit, childlike. So it's tough to manage from stage, but it's beautiful. It's beautiful to see, but quiet. One of the things someone mentioned, oh, it's my last day, I'm feeling super grateful. And this is the closing ceremony of Mindvalley University 2023. Okay. We try that again. Welcome to the closing ceremony of MVU 2023. Yes, more like it. More like it. Beautiful. You know, we will close the ceremony, we'll close this event with like our hearts exploding with gratitude and love. And there's so many cool things, surprises that Vision plans every single time for this specific moment. It's going to be really, really beautiful. By the time you leave, you will be dropping gratitude bombs on everyone. Make sure also drop them on, you know, the unsung heroes of the event. You know, the coffee guys, go give them a hug and see them completely break down and not understand what happened. You know, give them some love. Give love to, you know, Nala and Baila. I don't think if you met these two little amazing dogs, giving so much loving energy here. You know, just make sure every single person you meet, by the time you leave, they should be overwhelmed with your love and gratitude. Do we have a deal? Okay, where's the clicker? This is the one time you will pay attention to all the announcement slides, huh? I got you. I got you. Can I have the slides? This is the one time the slides won't work, you know? Oh, there they are. First thing, this is QR code here. Share your feedback for week 3. You know, if you enjoy Mindvalley, they are crazy in terms of looking at the data, what things are resonating with you, how well they're resonating, and it informs every subsequent educational program that they launch, every single event that they create, right? So if you found value there, please share your feedback. This is the QR code. It will stay for 3. You can open the link and you can fill it up later, but it'll stay there for 3, 2, 1. Who's excited for the party? Good. The ones who don't have the energy to scream, I'm worried about you guys. Because you guys are up to no good. I know, I've seen you. I've seen some of you. Okay, the theme is Marvelous Wonderland. This is one of the coolest venues in Estonia. It's absolutely mind-blowing. And, you know, the theme party is this. You know, the doors will open at 8 p.m. We'll go until 2 a.m. Some will go much longer. These are the ones to be careful with, careful for. You know, the theme, the dress code is embrace your playful side and Alice in Wonderland and Mad Hatter vibes. I have to understand what it is for myself as well. You know, but Alice in Wonderland is easy. So the team put up some pictures for visual inspiration. Make sure you go all out. Make sure you go all out. All right, these are some dressing inspiration for you guys. Yeah, and even if you don't have the costume, it's fine. We will just shame you a little bit in the beginning, but the rest of the party is really nice. You know, so it's totally fine. But just dress up, do your best. There's some really incredible performances happening that you should look forward to. First, Laura. She's one of the most famous. Yes, Estonians finally screaming. Yes, great. You know, she's one of the most famous Estonian singers. She's been on the Eurovision, and she's going to be performing live, singing for you guys. You know, then there's DJ Dr. Apollo, all the way from US. You know, he's going to take us. Yeah, all right. I don't have to say anything. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Yeah. No, he's going to take us on a journey which is like a bit futuristic, Matrix-inspired electronic music journey, but electronic music that is super cool. So that's exciting. And then there's Neeraj Nayak. Yes, this man needs no introduction, so I'm not gonna give him one. So he's gonna be performing too. He's gonna be playing really cool music. By the way, he's one of the most loved DJs in Mindvalley community. And if you ever go at a party that is organized by him, good luck to you the next day. It's you know who you are. You know, we've been in the same boat. All right, now, this is the last time I'm going to invite Vishen on stage, and he's the crazy genius who's created this mad transformational storm that everybody gets sucked in and comes out as a different person. I'm incredibly grateful that, 9 years ago, Mindvalley touched my life, and it was only because of him. And if anything touched you, anything shifted within you, know that this is the source of that place where that comes from. So we're going to invite him for the one last time to Mindvalley University 2023 stage. Are you guys ready? No, are you guys ready? Okay, please help me welcome Vishen Lakiani.
Thank you, Gautam. Hang on. Guys, right now, you're applauding for Gautam. Okay, give him a round of applause. Thank you, Gautam, for being so witty, so funny, and for learning how to dominate the stage after you attended Eric Edmead's training. So, Gautam used to be a manager at Mindvalley, and he just became like one of the most brilliant speakers from our employee base, and that's why it's such an honor to always have Gautam on stage. He is just so sharp and witty. And if you guys happen to be in India, definitely check out Gautam's event, Life Plugin Summit. I wanted to give a plug to Life Plugin, okay? So, before I begin, it is amazing for me to be able to look at this room and think back to exactly 20 years ago. Almost 20 years, 3 months ago. So 20 years, 3 months ago, I did my first seminar. I had a profound experience in meditation through the Silva Ultramind system. And so I went to the Silva Ultramind family, Jose Silva's family. Jose had died in 1999. He was the pioneer of mind control and altered states, being able to access alpha, theta levels of mind for healing, for intuition. Went to his family, I got certified, and I did my first seminar. And I didn't have a space to do the seminar. I was a vice president of a technology company. And our company had a beautiful space in New York, Chelsea Market, which today is owned by Google. My office is what is today YouTube Studios. So without telling my boss, I used my office to conduct that seminar. Now that was okay because I was the boss of the New York division. I'm not encouraging you guys use your boss's stuff without permission. But I remember that first seminar. At the end of it, a lady came out and she said, "Are you even qualified to do this? How old are you?" And I said, "I'm 27. And she goes, "Well, I'm really disappointed. I want my money back." And she was right. I had to start somewhere, and I started really sucky and small. I was so nervous speaking for that first time. I kept using wrong words for the American audience. For example, when I was teaching meditation, I'd say, "Sit up erect." And I should have said sit up straight because all the men in the room would start giggling, and I'm like, "Why are you giggling?" They're like, "Erect. You can't say erect." So I remember all of these like weird things that was happening. And I was trying to impress my girlfriend at that time, Christina. we were engaged but not married, and so she came to the seminar and she's like, what the fuck is this? I got engaged to this clown? No, she was actually very, 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 very understanding. But that's how it started, okay? And then from there, things have just grown and grown and grown, and I'm so happy that 20 years later, I get to be in this space for 3 weeks with you guys, and I get to say the word erect. And I'm not goofing. In fact, just a couple of hours ago, Dave Asprey was talking about his erections. So we've come far. Now, before I go further, I want to share a little video that Miguel from my team created. And this video is just an ode to the memories that we all created together. Enjoy.
Experience it all. I can see a light shining on out of the dark. I can see a world I've never known. And now I'm flying high into the sky above it all. It's nothing like I've ever experienced.
Please give a round of applause to Miguel. So one part that Miguel didn't get to show as much, and Miguel, where are you? Miguel, run on stage for a second. Yeah. Thank you, Miguel. Yeah. I also want to add that not only is Miguel a great videographer, a great friend, but he's also from Mexico, has a sexy accent, makes guacamole, and is single. Thank you, Miguel. So Miguel didn't get to film the kids program, and it's really interesting because, as I mentioned last week when Naveen Jain was here, it was a piece of advice that Naveen gave me that inspired one of the biggest changes in Mindvalley University, which is the idea that a conference can be done when you have kids and adults playing together, and that the adults influence the kids in profound ways. Naveen shared the story of his son, Anko, who just raised $100 million plus for his new company, Built, which is valued at $5 billion. Naveen's son became a billionaire before 33. And when I asked him how, Naveen said it's because from the time Anko was 6, Anko would be taken to conferences, to mastermind groups, and Anko got to meet people who showed him that there were no limits to how you think about the world, right? That's what we wanted to do here. And it's really interesting seeing this impact unfolding. I'm going to play 2 videos that show you what's going on. So the first video is Niraj Nayak. I filmed this on my iPhone, and Huanpa. This is Niraj Nayak and Huanpa like performing at the party. Now, do you guys know Niraj's famous song, I Love My Life? Right? So this video, which I'm about to play now, is what happened in the kids program this morning. So the kids are learning so much from all of you, you strange, beautiful people. And it's so exciting to be able to see. So the question then is, what next? Okay, what's next at Mindvalley? What I want to show you is what are the other opportunities for you to come together as a community at Mindvalley events around the world. This year, thanks to the beautiful leadership of my events team, Laura, Kadi, Amy, Ola, Abbas, we've really expanded Mindvalley events. And while 97% of Mindvalley's income comes from our app and our online classes, our events are really important to us. Like if we were any other company, Mindvalley University probably would be swallowed up because investors would say, well, this is only a tiny fraction of your revenue. Why spend an entire month? But the reason we do it is because this is the beating pulse of Mindvalley. This is what gives this company heart. It's what gives this company soul. It's what creates the magic. And there are a couple of unique things that happen here that maybe you guys are not even aware of. Have you noticed these strange symbols, right? Do you guys know what this is? So this is called a necklace. It's something you wear around your head to demonstrate style or affinity to an ideal. In this case, it has to do with affinity to an ideal. So when I attended Burning Camp last year with a couple of friends and Mindvalley authors, I noticed that the camp I was at, which was the Mexican camp, they gave everyone a really beautiful pendant. And I found that even though the pendant was not something super expensive, I found myself wearing that a lot because it reminded me of the feeling of community. Now, what I decided to do this year is to give this pendant to all the speakers who were speaking at Mindvalley University, who were also authors on Mindvalley. And I also gave this pendant to my family. Could my family please stand up, please? Including my cousins. That's them. Yeah. By the way, that baby that Janu is holding is her foster child. So Janu is such a sweetheart. She lives in the Canary Islands. She's my older cousin. She and her husband, they take care of foster children. They raise a child for 2 years. Then they give the child up to the government to find like the long-term parents for the child. So really proud of Janu. Yeah, because I know some of you were wondering, why does that baby have a different skin color? Did she kidnap that child? No, she's really pure. So I give this to my speakers, my family, and then my friends, and it is a symbol of friendship. And I want to tell you why. The reason I can do this for 21 days is because I am fueled by the generosity and the spirit of my friends. So I will, even at Mindvalley University, sometimes I'm up till 2 a.m. just having tea. I don't drink much, but just having tea with really close friends of mine because they nurture me, they inspire me. People like Barton, you know, like Sarah here in the front row. So I love having my friends. And there are many of them here in the audience. And our friendship goes really deep and it goes really strong. And I also give this to our speakers because our speakers make this event special. So I want to confess one thing over here. For us to bring on a speaker like Eric Edmeades or Marissa up here, or many of our other speakers like Ken Honda, if we had to do this the traditional way, which means traditional speaker fees, we would not be able to create this event. The event simply would not be financially feasible. It doesn't work like that. Every one of our speakers is here for the community. They participate, they walk the corridors, some of them are here with their kids, many of their kids are also participating, and they're doing this to give back. And then we try to give back to the speakers, and this tribe that I created as part of that, I found that I can bring all the speakers together and get them to support each other. And that's why speakers say this is their favorite event to speak at. Chris Kai, who was speaking, said, I get to speak at thousands of events. Mindvalley University is the best because here, I don't just fly in and out. I stay, I party, I connect with people, I make friends. Chris was so generous, he organized a dinner for Maria and all the kids. He connected with many other speakers. He danced with you guys on the dance floor. That is the rareness that you get at Mindvalley University. And then we also bring in inspiring individuals, people like Maria. Actors, Richard Schiff was here, Vanessa Rubio, Cobra Kai was here, and they were all on the dance floor with you guys as well. They also add this beautiful spark because you're meeting people who are playing in whole different fields, and perhaps that inspires you in some way. So all of those people I give this little hexagon to because they are here contributing to the quality of the education and the sanctity of the tribe, right? And many of the people who come into this list were once just people here in the audience at Mindvalley University. Niraj was once here in the audience. Huanpa was once here just in the audience. Regan was once here just in the audience. Huanpa and Regan got married after they met at a Mindvalley event. Niraj had a more like sinister story. He came here and he started hitting on a member of my team. So bad, such bad behavior. That's Natasha, who's sitting next to him. She was in charge of our Russian division. Then he somehow married her and got her pregnant. Now they have a baby. Like, seriously, man, behave. And so because Niraj, Huanpa, and Reagan were just once members of this audience, I didn't know them. I'm actually inviting them to close Mindvalley University. And you're going to go through a special treat with them at the closing event. So that's what these symbols mean. It's nothing special, it's nothing sinister, it is just a token of friendship. I decided to buy these necklaces to give to all of these people who had supported my life's work. So thank you guys. May I ask if you are wearing one of these, you stand up so I can see you? I got to put on my glasses. So when I see my energy givers like in the audience, I can do better, right? Awesome. Thank you guys. So here's what's happening next. Mindvalley University 2024 is happening back in the city of Tallinn, Estonia, July 1st to 21. Now I know some of you are saying, well, what if we did this in a different city? We might do that in 2025, but actually, by choosing Tallinn, Estonia, we significantly dropped the cost. If we did this in another city, the cost would be 50% higher. The reason is because Mindvalley has a base here, so we have deals, we have structures, we have a team here. We're able to execute at a very affordable ticket price. And that's why we do it in Tallinn. Also, it's not about the city. You want to see Amsterdam or Paris, just go do a holiday there. Here you're for the community. And Tallinn is a really safe container for the community. And that's what makes it unique. Our kids, my son, 16 years old, can stay out on the streets of Tallinn with the other boys till 1 a.m. and I know he's safe. We bump into each other in the cafes of the city, in shopping malls, because it's so small. You can go from any point to any point in 6 minutes. And Estonians are the nicest people, as long as you don't talk to them. Then they get really like tense and shy and they seem rude. No, they're just afraid. Estonians are really dear, really entrepreneurial. They are just very, very, very shy, right? It's a nation of introverts. And when random happy Americans go to like an introvert, they're like, hey, how are you? Like Caitlin? You kind of scare them. So yeah, just be careful with the Estonians. But they're really, really sweet people. Now, next year for Mindvalley University, we are doing a couple of interesting things. We're adding a VIP layer. Here, the VIPs were obviously my family, the speakers, the sponsors, and so on, right? As well as people who are part of our AI Mastery or Business Mastery program. Next year, you can buy a VIP ticket. And I didn't want to do a VIP ticket before because I always ran things in the principles of democracy. Like my company, Mindvalley, was the first company in Asia to win the World's Most Democratic Workplace Award. So I thought at Mindvalley events, we don't want these like VIP areas for snotty VIPs. But then we actually realized that no, some people are prepared to pay a little bit more to sit in the front row, and they help reduce the price for everyone else, and then more people can enjoy it, right? And so this next year, we're going to do a VIP ticket, and I just want to tell you what you're going to get if you get the VIP ticket. It's only $500 extra a week. So if you're coming for 2 weeks, then it's $1,000 extra, but you get front and second row seating. And a lot of the speakers, a lot of really interesting guests sit in that row, so you meet interesting people. But the other thing is, we're going to create a special closed party just for the VIP ticket holders. We'll maybe ask some of my DJ friends to come and play. I'll bring in my own friend list, my business connections. The speakers are invited. We can't do this with 1,000 people, but we can do these small intimate parties for about 100 to 150 people. So you get one of those every week. If you're here for 3 weeks, you come to these 3 little VIP parties. This year we kind of did it as a test. I had small gatherings of around 50 people. They were mostly friends, family, team members, ex-team members, and so on. Next year, we open it up, okay? So if you want to get your early bird sales for Mindvalley University, get that QR code and just buy that ticket now. Save that link. Because we're giving a huge discount. The price is going to go up by 50%. Now, we like to have you guys buy your tickets early because it gives us the fuel and the revenue for next year. And on this page, you can also buy the VIP ticket. So go ahead and book the ticket. Now, something really interesting that you guys should know. My team put up the wrong price on this page. Right now, the price is lower than it should be. So right now, Alvaro in Spain is actually updating the prices. But if you buy it right now, you're actually going to be doing a hack and getting a lower price before it goes up in like 30 minutes. Now, the second thing that I want you guys to know is that we are now expanding into topical events. We had Alfio Bardola from Italy on stage here, and you guys gave Alfio a standing ovation, and rightfully so. Alfio is an incredible speaker. And I met Alfio at Mindvalley University. He was one of the members of the tribe. He came to Mindvalley University, and then Alfio came. We had a tribe meetup in Tallinn in December over Christmas a few years back. Alfio came for that. We had 20 people show up. We were all having dinner together, and that's how I got to know Alfio. Alfio and I just decided to launch a project together. He does the most incredible wealth training events in Italy. I've gone to his events in Italy with headphones, having the Italian speakers being translated to English, but he teaches people real estate investing, stock investing, how to automate your business, and the event quality was so good, we went to him and we said, let's bring this to the English market. So we are now bringing Mindvalley's Financial Freedom Summit, or Wealth Summit. We haven't nailed a name yet, and that's happening in London, November 17 to 19. Again, with that QR code, you can buy tickets at a really, really early bird price. In fact, I believe that QR code, you can't buy a ticket yet, but you can put in your name, so we'll email you with the lowest price ticket when the tickets launch. And this seminar is 3 days, and it's really practical. First day is going to be on entrepreneurship and AI. So you're going to learn basically how to automate your business. Second day is on real estate trading. And Robert Allen, the #1 guy in terms of real estate trading, is going to be speaking. In fact, he's doing most of that day. Robert Allen wrote the book Nothing Down, and Nothing Down for the 2000s. He popularized the idea of investing in real estate and flipping houses, and you learn how to make money through that. And then the third one is day trading. You learn basically forex, currency trading, how to buy stocks, how to grow your investment portfolio. And the tickets for this are really affordable. They're around like $400. So anybody can attend, and we hope to see you guys in London. We're so excited to be bringing Mindvalley to the UK. I was really upset with them after Brexit, but thanks to Dave Asprey's practices of forgiveness, I've overcome these charges, and now I'm willing to work with the country of the UK again. Now, for those of you who want to go deep, this year, Mindvalley launched our mastery programs, and our mastery programs have become the single most successful thing we have launched at Mindvalley. This company was always about mind, body, and spirit, and that was amazing. But what we're also seeing is that the same transformational models in which we use to transform your body, or your mind, or your spiritual energy can be applied to transforming you as an entrepreneur, and can be applied to transforming you as an AI-powered entrepreneur. So we launched 2 mastery programs. The first is Business Mastery. You guys are welcome to sign up for that. It's $11,000, and I mentor you and 200 other entrepreneurs who are part of this group for 1 year. And we'll send you information on that. But the second one is what we just launched, AI Mastery. And AI Mastery just became the biggest product ever launched at Mindvalley. We have never seen anything like this. It beat our second biggest product by almost double in terms of revenue and number of students. Now, AI Mastery, I want to quickly, for 5 minutes, tell you what this is about, because if you want to join, now is the time. The first batch of seats sold out in about 2.5 days. And today, we officially opened the second batch of seats, right? And it's about $1,000 higher for those of you who missed out, but it's so worth it. AI helped me save 1.5 days of my week. So I used to work 5 days a week. When I started implementing AI properly, this means Airtable, data structured thinking, computational thinking, ChatGPT, I saved 1.5 days a week. That means more time for study, more time for help. I started going to the gym more. I started being able to read the books that were piling up on my bedside table. I was able to launch new divisions of Mindvalley. It changed my life. I now live a life where I'm not bound to my location anymore. For all of August, I'm just traveling across Europe. I'm going to spend a week maybe in France, week in Germany, week in London, meeting people. I get to work from anywhere I want because I'm so hyper-optimized because of AI. Changed the game. Now, AI Mastery, we brought together some leading teachers, and at the end of this 50-hour program, you basically get a certificate to be a Chief AI Evangelist. And what this means is you, in your company, can transform your company's productivity. You can go to another company, charge them to transform their productivity. And if you are a founder or CEO, you will free up a day and a half a week. Think for a moment and ask yourself, what would your life look like if what it now takes you 5 days, you can do in 3.5 days? And by the way, this applies to founders. This applies to writers. This applies to creative people. You learn how to create art, music, copy, how to create effective marketing, how to optimize social media, how to automate your business. Now, there are 2 parts to it. There's a 35-hour part for founders and a 50-hour part if you want the certificate. And it's 10,000 and 15,000. Now at Mindvalley U, the second tier seats just open up. It's 8,999 and 10,000, okay? But you can choose what part you want, but what we're doing as a special for this next couple of weeks is you don't have to make a choice, you get both parts included. So you get buy one, you get 2, invest any pathway, and the other one is included, and obviously you would take the lower price pathway. So it's 8,999, and we're sharing this with you here now. It will sell out in 48 hours or 24 hours because we're announcing this to our list, and we have 200 seats available at the 8,999 price. Then it goes up to around 10 and then eventually 15. So if this really excites you, just take a photo of that QR code, and when we're done with the closing tonight, go and enroll, okay? And again, AI is transformative. It has changed the game for me. So I'll let you take a picture. And now let's go on to the next part of Mindvalley, which is our closing ceremony. So as we bring this container to a close, what I decided to do was ask many of my friends and speakers to come and create a closing experience with me. I've no idea what some of them are going to say. I simply trust them because I've known them. I've no idea what emotions we're going to be able to create in you, but I know it's going to be a sense of awe, and you guys are in for a treat because I know the capabilities of these speakers. I'm going to keep the exact names private until I call them up on stage, but you guys are about to experience the closing of Mindvalley University. And every year, we do not plan the closing in advance. We plan it only 48 hours before I have to get on stage. And we do it by me collaborating with a lot of my friends and speakers who are in the space. Now, to kick off the closing, I want to give you guys a genuine Estonian experience. I'd like to invite Elena Nechuyeva on stage, please. Elena. Welcome, Elena. Elena is one of the greatest opera stars in Europe. You may have seen her, and if you haven't seen the movie, you may have seen her in the Will Ferrell movie, the Eurovision Song Contest. And Elena represented Tallinn, Estonia. Elena represented Estonia at Eurovision in 2018. Let's give her a round of applause in advance and enjoy this.
Thank you, Vishnu, so much. Thank you for giving this wonderful opportunity to get to know every one of you here. And I'm really grateful from the deepest chords of my soul that you transformed me and you gave such a big impact on my Mindvalley journey this year. I'm really grateful to you all here. And I think that we all found something very important here this year. Have you? Yeah. And I think knowledge, wonderful connections, beautiful people, beautiful souls, this wonderful community, it is a true remedy. And I would like to share with you my remedy. You give me the key and reason why I believe in the power of love that never will die. We are survivors in different times. Our souls are made to light up the sky like a day after night. Wherever we go, we can find a way home to Holy place where love can trust, filled up with love, where we belong. Can't crumble to dust, your remedy's running, running my veins. Help me survive in the dark waters. Throw me a lifeline, calling my name, 'cause we are one, that's all what matters. You make me strong as I'm feeling so weak. Using your powers, help me to speak the language that my love needs. We are survivors in different times. Our stars are made to light up the sky like a day after night. Your remedy's running, running my veins. Help me survive in the dark waters. Throw me a lifeline, calling my name, 'cause we are one, that's all what matters. Wherever we go, we can find our way home, to holy place where love can trust, filled up with love, where we belong. Can't crumble to Your remedy's running, running my veins. Help me survive in the dark waters. Throw me your lifeline, calling my name, 'cause we are one, that's all what matters. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Testing. Perfect. Elena, just before you go off stage, I'm curious to know, what was your key insight from Mindvalley U? Was there one thing that stuck to you?
Can I have my mic on? Oh, perfect. If you have, I don't know, maybe 2 hours, I can explain what were all the insights. But I think the most beautiful thing is a sense of belonging in such a beautiful community, and being grateful for every day, being grateful for every speaker that you see here on the stage, and seeing all the people transform in 1 hour, 2 hours, or maybe 6 hours, and see that transformation. That's really a gem, and I'm so happy and grateful being a part of it.
Thank you, Elena. What I appreciated about Elena was she was here in the audience with us. Thank you, Elena. So the next person I want to call on is a guy who just kind of created so much energy in this room yesterday. Don't applause yet, because I want to play a video to show you guys what happened. Do we have the video of Bernard, please? Actually, it's okay. I'll play the video later. Okay. Could we also move the mic? Bernard Hiller lit up the room yesterday. I've never seen so much energy. Did you guys like Bernard's talk? Bernard, come on stage.
Let's see some dancing. Lights. Put on the lights everywhere. Let's put them up high. Here we go. Go. Jump. Hip, hop. Jump. 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 Here we go. All right, all right, all right. Thank you so very much. Wow, what a group. Turn on the other lights too, if you can. The top lights. Wow. Thank you so much, Vision. I have spoken in many places before, but you guys are unbelievable. You are unbelievable. You have first-class speakers. Every one of them I learned from. And I would like to have something like this, I would say, for the whole week, for the whole year. To do this how about we do this for 1 year? What do you say? All right. I want to talk and ask you a question. The question I want to ask you is, are you having an easy life? Or are you having a hard life? What is it? If you make hard choices in life, you have an easy life. If you make easy choices in life, you have a hard life. So today, we're going to make some hard choices. So here's what we're going to do. Everybody stand up. Make some space. Get some space. Get some lights on. Can we have the other lights on as well? We're going to do a little exercise. There's something that stops people from doing all the brilliant things that you've been taught here. There's something that always stops you. And today, we're going to take 5 minutes to get rid of that. You want to get rid of that? Because you are so smart. It's time for action. So, I want to tell you a story about Cortez. Cortez was this conquistador that would go and conquer other countries. And he would go with 3 ships. 3 ships with 300 men in each ship. With 3 ships, that would be like 900 people. And one day, he climbed up the hill with 900 people where 3 ships were still by the harbor. And when he got to the top, he saw that there were 90,000 people of the other enemy, we'll call them, that he wanted to conquer. And he said one very important thing. He said, "Burn the boats." You see, when you burn the boat, there's no way back. It's time to burn the boat. So I would like everybody to find some space, because each and every one of you must be the captain of your own ship. And you have to give orders. So what I want you to do, when I say action, put your hands like this. Make your hands strong. And when I say action, I want you to say, burn the past, burn my limitations, burn my insecurities, burn, burn, burn. It's time that we burn the boats so we don't have a plan B. No more plan B. You have been given gold in the seminars, gold. And it's time for you to burn plan B. Brad Pitt has a company. This company is called Plan B. That's what he's called. He said to me, if I don't make it, I got a plan B. But the only way you'll ever make it, the only way you'll live an Oscar-winning life, the only way you'll live the life you really want is to have no plan B. Because when things get tough, you get on your rowboat and you go back to where you come from. So it's time, if you stand strong, and when I say action, can we have the other lights on? Okay, everything's on, perfect. Now make some room. Now you have to realize that you are the captain of your ship. You're it. You have been given the power. Only you can transform yourself. You will never be able to have the life you have by remaining where you are, who you are. If you want to achieve what you've never achieved, you have to become the person that you have never been. So stand strong. Have some energy. Be a captain. And when I say action, I want you to think of everything you need to burn. Burn the limitations. Burn the past. Burn the negative thoughts that you've been given. Because you can't have positive and negative at the same time. So take a deep breath in. And when I say action, I want every one of you to say, burn the boats. First you start with burn the boats. Everybody do that. Burn the boats. Strong. A little stronger. Burn the boat. Right. Because you have to let go of the past to have a future. Because some of your present is the past. Did you know monkeys? Ever see a monkey? He goes from one tree to the other. You have to let go of the tree to get to the other tree. They don't hang on to that tree to get to the other tree. And if you're here, you have the talent, you have the gift, and you have the knowledge from brilliant people. Now it's time for you to stand strong. As I said before, if you don't stand for something, you're going to fall for everything. So stand strong. Here we go. All together. When I say burn the boats, burn the past, burn my limitations, burn, burn, burn. I want something strong. 30 seconds. Nice and strong. Let's keep the hands strong. Let's keep the body strong. Because it's time for you to live the life you always wanted. Get ready? Action. Go. Burn my past. Burn. Stronger. Burn. Let's do it. Burn. Burn. Go. All right, one more time. Hold on a second. Okay, take a deep breath in. Shh. Unless you shock yourself, it's not going to be anything new. So stand on both legs. Take off your hat. Stand strong. Think of what is stopping you. Think of everything that's stopping you. And it's only stopping you because you're trying to avoid vulnerability. And vulnerability, when you stop vulnerability, you stop your joy. You cannot be happy in life if you do not allow yourself to be vulnerable. And this is a beautiful community vision, how you put this together and your team. I'm so honored to be here. I've never had so much fun. Never. But that's because of you. And one person said, wow, you're a genius. No. If I'm a genius, you must be a genius to recognize a genius. Because that's what you are. I got geniuses in here. Come on, let's hear it. Are you here? All right. So don't act stupid. Be smart. Yesterday I called you all warriors. Warriors of light. You are what I call doctors for the soul. You should teach people how to live. That's the reason you are an artist. People teach people how to live. Usually audiences, you don't go to see a show and say, wow, that show was terrible, but the audience was amazing. No one looks at the audience, but look where you are. See the light? It's shining on you. You're on. It's all show business. One more time, but this time a lot stronger that you would remember 20 years from today that you were here. Because transformation happens when you're ready. Stop suffering. We're not impressed. Stand strong. One last time. And think of everything. Burn my limitation. Burn my smallness. Burn that you think you're too old or too young or too this or too that. It's time to burn them because there's only one thing that can bring this beautiful place down. Fire. A fire we'd have to run out. And what I try to create is fire for the soul. Because when you have a fire, well, nothing stops you then. People who are on fire don't see problems. People who are just thinking, all you see is problems. You have no problems. Take a deep breath in. Let's burn some boats. Take a deep, burn your plan B. Burn, make this your reality. Take a deep breath in, 30 seconds, nice and strong and loud so we can hear you, so that the whole world can hear you. Ready, and action, go! Let's go! Let's go! Shh, all right, here we go. 1 second, okay. Take a deep breath in. Are you ready? You need to do every day things that inspire you. You have to be careful who you're with. So I want you to look around. Just look around. Because there's something known as the Beatles. Have you heard of the Beatles? How many people were in the Beatles? How many? 4, right. For some Estonians didn't quite get the latest news. Yes, I would say we have 4 people in the Beatles. You know what they did, the Beatles? They created 100 number 1 songs. 4. But when they separated, and of course John Lennon has a different story, and Paul McCartney, who's a genius, he only has, I think, about 18 number 1 songs. But together, they made 100 number 1 songs. And so the key here is that you need to ask, you know what? Sit down. Do I have another minute? Can I talk 1 more second? Keep going. Please sit down. Here's the thing, because I have 1 more thing I want to say. When you perform, when you perform on stage, I performed on stage. You know, there's lights. And the light, you can only see the people in the front row. That's all you can see is the people in the front row. Because I performed in opera houses, Broadway houses. I performed a lot of places, even, lectures, whatever. You kind of only see the front row. So the most important thing is for you to succeed, who's sitting in your front row? Who are sitting in the front row? You need 3 people that sit in your front row that thinks, wow, you're amazing. You're beautiful. You're talented. But I have a feeling that some of your people in your front row think, well, I don't know. You're too old. Well, this is weird. You know what? I was very lucky. I had my mom and dad. They came to every show I did. And they were always in the front row. And no matter how good I was or how bad I was, they just smiled all the time. They told me that I could do anything. And that's why I'm here. It's not really me. It's them that's teaching you. So I want to know who's in your front row. Now, you know what happens? For someone who doesn't believe in you, put them in the back, in the darkness. Put them in the balcony. You need to have 3 people that think that's a great idea. Of course you can do it. Because 4 is the magic number. And so what I would do, because I think the greatest thing about this workshop and this Mindvalley are the people that are here. It's not just, I'm not the best thing here. You're the best thing here. And what I would want you to do is walk up to 3 people that look like full of energy and tell them your passion and your dream and get them to join you in the front row. Now, I want this guy in the front row and this lady and this lady. That's a nice thing. But if I want them in my front row, I have to be willing to be in their front row. Are you ready for that? Are you ready to find 3 people right here, right now, in the seminar that you want to ask to say, you know what? I need you. I need you. So I want everybody to stand up. Take a deep breath in. You got 5 minutes, 3 minutes to find 3 people that you want to ask right now to be in your front row. Go, do it. Find the most positive person you can. Don't ask the person next to you. Find 3 people. Go find them. Find 3 people right now.
Amazing. Amazing, amazing. Thank you.
All right, everybody look at me a second. Stop, stop. Shh. 1 second. Shh. Shh. 1 second. Shh. 1 second. Hold on a second. Wait. Shh. Wait a minute, everybody. Wait. Shh. Hold on. This. Shh. The 3 people. No, keep standing up. Keep standing a second. The 3 people that you choose have to be the most positive, unstoppable, unrealistic people that you can find. So it's the most important thing. You got to do that. But right now, if you want to have a shortcut to happiness, we have to dance. Let's go. Let's dance.
Everybody dance now. Let's go. Let's go, make it hot. Come on. Let's go. Rock, rock. Say what? Rock. Let's go.
Everybody dance now.
Rock this party. Dance, everybody. Make it hot in this party. Don't stop. Move your body.
Give it up. Give it up for Bernard Hiller. Thank you, guys. You can take your seat. Now, AV crew, just keep my mic on throughout, okay? I'll turn my off, okay? Great. As you guys get settled, I want to invite our next closing guest. This is a man who's been part of Mindvalley University since our very first project. And he's actually the person who is most responsible for bringing the most people to Mindvalley University. Skip Kelly, please come on stage. So I want to tell you about my friend Skip. I met Skip at Mindvalley University. Which was the first one you attended?
2017.
2017, the very first project when crazy people moved to Barcelona with me, with no plan, like no structure. Skip was one of those mad individuals. And Skip was learning video editing and storytelling. And he went on to become a prolific storyteller. Today, every year at Mindvalley University, Skip comes and creates a video talking about his experience, and his ability to capture emotion, to capture storytelling is second to none. And his videos are the videos that bring in the most number of people to Mindvalley University. So I just want to acknowledge you, Skip, and appreciate you. My entire team appreciates you. But wait, calm down, people. Calm down. Let us play Skip's video. So Skip, I'm going to ask you to sit down. We're going to play Skip's video. Then he's going to come on stage. And then you can give him the real round of applause. Begin.
Growth is a lifelong adventure. The life that we have is so precious. I think the greatest act of service, the greatest thing we can do is to learn, to grow, to master this life, this body, this soul, this brain, and to make our lives as beautiful as possible. Everyone who comes to Mindvalley University is groomed to be an artist creating the most elaborate, gorgeous, delicious painting of their own life. We want the lives here to serve as examples for millions of people.
Feels like to fly. I'm never coming down. I thought it was a vision in the stars, but I'm right where I belong, and I know it's real. How you make me feel. My universe is glowing. You got my heartbeat overflowing. Euphoria and bliss. Only you can make me feel like this. Only you can make me feel like this. Only you can make me feel like my universe is glowing. My heartbeat
Come on stage, Skip. Now, give him a round of applause. Skip, you can share a few words if you'd like.
Yeah, just to kind of add to what everybody else has said, I'm going to keep it under 30 seconds, that, you know, I've been in the community since 2017, and this has been the most powerful thing in my entire life. And so I want to make sure that within reason, everyone gives as much love as humanly possible to Vishen, to Kadi, to Laura, to Ola, and to Ini for putting these events on. Because, like you said, Mindvalley is a digital company, but these events have powerfully changed my life, and I know so many other people in this room, and I want to encourage you to the best of your ability to just do this forever, and I will be here. This is year 5 of 25, was my promise.
Right.
So we're going to keep this going, and this community has just seen me through so many dark nights of the soul, so many ups and downs, and I know it's going to do the same for you. So thanks for being here.
Thanks, brother. So now I'm excited to announce something really, really, really incredible. I started Mindvalley in 2003 with my then girlfriend, Christina, and then a college buddy called Mike. And I never really expected back then how big this company was going to become. And Christine and I had a conscious uncoupling in 2018. We are still really close friends, and we raised 2 beautiful kids together. But today I'm so proud of Christina because her book just became, literally today, the book became the #1 book on the Wall Street Journal. And not only that, that book is breaking all records. So Christina officially today is the greatest Estonian writer, I guess, of the last 20 years. Christina, come on stage.
Thank you so much. So I'm actually not supposed to be here. I'm on a 3-month tour in US, book tour, but I had to come back to say thank you to you guys. Thank you for supporting Mindvalley, our very own Mindvalley, our course. And thank you, Vision, for supporting me unwaveringly. It wouldn't have been possible without Mindvalley's support for me to come up with a book. Well, writing a book is easy. Promoting it is the hard thing. But I'm on a mission. And my mission is to help people feel good about themselves. Because I think we live in a world where contemporary people crave to feel loved and worthy. And we do it in all the wrong ways, because we don't know how to give love to ourselves. So that's why we go crazy after our goals. You know, we work ourselves to death. And we're not even sure if our goals are our goals. We try to prove something to myself, prove something to the world. We compete with each other, we take each other down. We put up facades, we deny ourselves our true unique self and our humanity. And I think it all comes from pain, from the void, from the desire to feel loved and worthy. So I wrote a book to tell the humanity that love doesn't need to be earned. It is your birthright to feel loved and worthy. Thank you so much for supporting me. If you get a book today, I'll do a little sales pitch. I'm still here, I'm going to sign it, or maybe I'll have to sign it in tomorrow because I have to go for a TV appearance.
Awesome.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chris. I'm so proud of Chris because like she now gets more interviews and more TV appearances than I do. I'm like, hey, I still exist, people. That's really funny. So Christina, awesome. And I'm so proud that she's the mother of my children. So, the next really amazing and incredible individual that I wanna bring on stage is this. By the way, they are incredible business legends here at Mindvalley University. So, for example, the creator of Tinder is actually here because he's a Mindvalley member. The Silver Ultramind program changed his life. Sean Rad is here. Don't ask him to get you dates. That's not what he does. He sold Tinder for $10 billion. Okay? I heard someone said, thank you, Sean. Yes. And then we also have another incredible inventor here. And he's the man who invented time-lapse photography. And he's used it to create some of the most remarkable nature films in the world. But his movies inspire us to understand who we are, why we exist, how we are deeply connected to the earth. And they are so profound. We're gonna play a short trailer of his upcoming movie. And then Louis Schwartzberg, I'd like to invite you on stage to just share a few words about your Mindvalley experience. Let's begin.
Hold my mind. Hold my mind.
Louis.
Thank you. Thank you. You inspire me. I thought, this is my first, Mindvalley, and I thought there would be some quiet meditations, but you guys are wild and crazy. And you make me believe that there's a world that needs to be changed. There's a new story. You guys are the change makers. We are unstoppable. This is heaven on earth, and we're going to make it happen, right? And Bernie, you inspire me. You're incredible. So, what can I say? We want to spread, the gift of gratitude throughout the world. We created a catalyst movement with fantastic fungi, and now it's about gratitude so that we can have compassion, love, and energy for everybody in the world. Thank you.
Give a big round of applause to Louis Schwartzberg. So now I want to give you guys a bit of a treat. What you're about to witness was the highlight of Mindvalley's Dubai Summit. We had 2,000 people in the audience, and I brought in many of the world's most incredible speakers. Jim Quick was there, Marissa Peer was there. A lot of these incredible speakers was there. But while I was in Dubai, I met this incredible woman. Some of you already got to know her, but it's so tiny an amount. I wanted to make sure everybody here know this lady's story. And what this woman is able to do is unbelievable. So I had to bring this woman on stage in Dubai. And not only did she get on stage, but she brought on a handful of children who are the reasons she does what she does. This woman is 5'5". She was born in poverty. She started her career as a toilet cleaner. She climbed up the ladder to become a stewardess at Emirates. And one day, her plane landed in Bangladesh. And in the slums of Dhaka, she witnessed something that changed her life forever. She saw children living in mud, living in poverty with no hope for their future. Dhaka, Bangladesh is one of the poorest cities in the world, and it has 50,000 slums. And Maria, that's her name, decided that she couldn't go back to life as she knew it. So she decided to raise money for these kids. And she didn't know how to raise money. But somehow while Googling online, she came up with the crazy idea of scaling Everest to raise funds. And she did that, even though prior to that, her only exercise was walking up and down the galley. Then she went and decided to do even more. Today, Maria holds 10 Guinness World Records. Hang on. I want you to save all your applause until she's on stage and she shares her story in own words. I'm just giving the intro. This is just a trailer. Today, Maria has 10 Guinness records. In Dubai, she had 9. She just pulled up her 10th Guinness record. How many of you here do not have a Guinness record? She has 10. Like, she's getting Guinness records for all of us. But she's doing all of this to put 600 children whom she has saved from the slums of Bangladesh through school, to fulfill a commitment, a promise she made to 100 plus mothers, that she would get their kids to college. So when Maria shared her story, there was not a dry eye in the room. And I wanted to bring Maria back up to share her crazy story of how a woman who is 45 years old, 5'5", with no exercise experience, is pulling off feats that are unbelievable. The human body should not theoretically be able to do what she's doing, but something powers and fuels her, and it is her love to serve these 600 kids. Maria Conseco, please come on stage.
Hello, everyone.
So, down. Guys, so Katri Teller, who is Estonia's #1 podcaster, was in the audience on Wednesday. Maria shared her story with about 100 of you, right? And I decided to bring Maria back on stage because I see Katri, who's the #1 podcaster in the country, share an Instagram feed saying, this is the single most inspiring thing I've ever witnessed in my life. So I asked Katri, what did Maria say? And Katri said, oh my God, when you listen to her story, you start realizing just what is possible for you and what the power of love truly is. So Maria, I just want you to know you're completely safe over here. Maria is not a professional speaker, okay? So I'm gonna be on stage with her. I'll be here to help you, but I think you're gonna do just fine because you've climbed Everest, you've done 7 marathons in 7 countries in 7 days. This should be pretty easy, right, Maria?
I think it's easier to climb Everest.
It's easier what?
It's easier to break 10 Guinness World Records.
It's easier to break 10 Guinness records than speak in public. Okay, so everyone, I just want you to beam love to Maria right now. Okay, Maria? There's no judgment. Okay, guys, so beam love means don't clap, because that actually can be frightening for a speaker. Clap when Maria is done. Right now, just be silent, hold space, and send your love to Maria. Okay, so we can support Maria as she comes on stage. For someone who's not a trained speaker, this can be intimidating, but I want you to know, Maria, we are here, I'm here. We'd love for you to share your story.
Okay. Thank you for having me on stage. How far would you go to honor a promise? A promise made to a stranger. My story began when I was 2 years old. My single mom was struggling, jobless. And this is when she met a poor refugee woman from Angola, a mother of 6 children. She was a widow, and she worked really hard as a cleaner to support these 6 children. When she met my mother and she saw her struggling, she didn't blink her eye and she offered help. Basically, she told my mother, why don't you go to Lisbon, 6 hours away from the little village where we lived, find yourself a job, become self-sufficient, and I will take care of Maria until then. My mother left to Lisbon, and she never came back. So I became the 7th child of Christina. Those days, it was inconceivable, the idea of a black woman adopting a white child. So she never was able to adopt me. The social services, they kept trying to take me away from her to put me in an orphanage. But Christina put her foot on the ground and she said, who feeds 6, feeds 7. When I was 9 years old, Christina suddenly passed away of a heart attack. I was too young to understand what it meant she had passed away. So I thought Christina just had gone to Lisbon trying to find my mom. And I waited and I waited and I waited for Christina to come back. When I was 12 years old, I stopped going to school because someone had to stay at home to take care of my sister's kids so they could go to work. From the age of 12 up to 18, I heard constantly the only thing I could achieve in life was to be a cleaner because I had no education. So when I was 18, I told myself, if the only thing I'm going to achieve in life is to be a cleaner, I am not just going to be a cleaner. I'm going to be the Ronaldo of the cleaning world. So I left Portugal and I went to where the best cleaning jobs in the world at the time was. It was Switzerland. So I learned how to speak French. I was a cleaner, toilet cleaner, and I worked there for 3.5 years. 3.5 years later, I woke up in a hospital. I had been hit and run by a car on my way home. And I woke up with a police investigating the accident, and they found out I was living illegally in Switzerland. When we were a cleaner at those days, we couldn't get a residence visa. So the police gave me 30 days to recover from my injuries, and very politely, they asked me to leave the country. 30 days later, I just thought, hey, I'm Ronaldo of the cleaning world. I can go to another club and start my life from the beginning. So I chose England. I moved to England, I learned English from scratch, and I started working in the pubs, in the restaurants, cleaning toilets, washing dishes. Sometimes I had 3 jobs just to pay my bills. I was working full-time during the day, a part-time at the night, and a part-time on the weekend. And always looking for better opportunities, I went to the job center, and I couldn't believe Emirates Airlines was recruiting, so the gentleman at the job center sent my application. I was invited for a job interview, and there was 100 candidates, 100. And only two of us, we got the job, and I was one of them. So I moved to Dubai, and I was traveling all around the world, and shortly after, because of my work ethics, remember, I'm the Ronaldo of the cabin crew world now, I was recruited to work as a VIP flight attendant for the royal family in Dubai. So I was flying the royal family all around the world. So can you imagine the lifestyle I was having, flying the royal family? I was staying in these 5-star hotels. It was amazing. And I felt like I had won the lottery twice. Then 2 years later, I was asked to do a 24-hour layover in Dhaka, Bangladesh, one of the poorest countries in the world. And I always thought I had grown in poverty myself, because Christina, a single mother, never knowing where was the next cleaning job, supporting 7 children on her own. But when I went to Dhaka and I saw the poor children living in the slums, I thanked God for everything I had and everything I had not had. And what I ended up seeing, what did I end up doing when I saw so much poverty? I didn't only saw poverty. Most people, when they go to third world countries, all they see is poverty. All I could see was so much potential going to waste. And just like Christina, who promised my mother that she was going to take care of me, I made a promise to single mothers and impoverished children that I was going to take them out of poverty. So I started to swap all my Seychelles, Mauritius, Maldives flights, and I started to go to Dhaka. I'm going to be honest, I had no idea how to help these children. So initially, I started to help them with food and the day-to-day needs. And then I just thought the best way to take them out of poverty was by providing them an education. So I started by helping 39 kids, then it became 98, then 200, and 600 children. I didn't know how to open a school, so I ended up opening a daycare center, preschool, primary school, secondary school, a dental center, a computer center, but I didn't know how to do any of those. Remember, I only went to school up to grade 5, but I found experts, volunteers, and qualified help. I would go to teachers and I would ask them, Rupi, I have these children, will you help me to teach me how to run this preschool, this A to Z? Okay? So 3 years later, all I could dream was one day my children, they will come out of this impoverished place, they will go abroad, they will go into universities, they will work in companies, multinational companies. And people, they thought I was crazy. How can you promise this to these children? This is cruel. Their parents, they never left the slum. Their grandparents, they never left the slum. These children, you're making them dream too high. They will never come out. But I kept dreaming. And every day I kept working on my dream. 3 years later, recession came, the global crisis came. And suddenly I started to lose all my sponsorships. And when you have a school for 600 kids, good quality education school, there is a lot of bills to pay. And my project felt like I was Titanic with holes and we were drowning. So I went on Google and I typed, Google, what is the quickest and most efficient way to get money? And Google said, if you know a celebrity like Angelina Jolie or Ronaldo, they will get you the money. So I wrote letters to all the famous people. Then, if you knew a TV show, if you could go on a TV show like Oprah or Ellen, the world will know about your organization and they will help you. So I wrote letters to all the TV shows. But you can imagine famous people, they receive millions and millions of. So I never heard from them. So I kept Googling Google Tell me, how can I get the money? And I came across an article from a team of athletes from England. They were planning to go to the North Pole. They had raised £1 million, and they were hoping by reaching the North Pole, they were going to raise £2 million. Now, remember, I finished school when I was 12. I have no idea where the North Pole is, or what do I have to do to get there, but to get my £1 million, I'm going to get to the North Pole. I never had done sports in my life, unless you consider going from the galley to the cabin, asking you, would you like chicken? Fish? Tea? Coffee? But I thought to myself, what did the athletes did to do? What is this team from England is doing to get to the North Pole? I'm going to do it the same. So I found myself a personal trainer, Ismael from France. I asked him, did you watch Kung Fu Panda, Ismael? Me, Panda, we have 4 months to get to the North Pole. Ismael thought he was crazy. We started training, and 4 months later, I became the first Portuguese woman to get to the North Pole. When I came back, there was no £1 million. However, I was offered a scholarship for 5 kids from the slums of Dhaka to come to Dubai, to all expenses paid until they finished grade 12. So it completely changed the life of these kids. Angelina Jolie still didn't answer, Ronaldo didn't answer, Oprah didn't answer, Lennon. So I went on Google. And something that kept showing up was, did you know the first Jordanian man that climbed the Everest, he has raised $4.8 million? So I just thought, if this is the only thing I have to do, I'm gonna get to Everest. So I just thought, what does a mountaineer has to do to climb mountains? He has to find a personal trainer. So I found Satya Bratadam, an Indian gentleman with 35 years of experience climbing mountains. I asked him to transform me into a world-class mountaineer. And Satya told me, Maria, we need 2 years of training. And I told Satya, the children of Dhaka, they cannot wait 2 years. If I don't put the roof over the head of these children, and if I don't put the food on the table, the mothers will get these girls married because they are a burden. This has to be done in 1 year. We started training, potentially the hardest year of my life. I was training 6 hours a day. And we were so in debt, the ship was sinking. My personal trainer, before I couldn't find a sponsor to pay for the expedition. I was supposed to leave on the 1st of April to go for the expedition. I woke up on the 31st of March, 2013. I was still lacking $10,000 to go on expedition. A friend of mine called a businessman, and he called me in the office, and he told me, you want to go to base camp, or you want to go to the top? If I give you now $10,000, if you don't make it to the top, I'm gonna lose my $10,000. And I told them there is certain things in life there is no choice. To cut short, I left for the expedition, and 6 weeks later, I became the first Portuguese woman to climb the Everest. All I could think coming down was all the things I was gonna do with this $4 million I was gonna do. When I came back, there was no $4 million. Portugal was going through a severe recession. It was going back, and there was no publicity. We ended up totally closing the school. Titanic, my organization, I had to send 600 kids back to the streets. The parents, they lost their jobs. It was one of the worst moments of my life. On paper, it had become very successful. I made it to the top of it, came back down, all my fingers, toes, nails intact, but I had not made the money. 2014, I asked so the kids went back to the streets. 2014, I went to 2 schools, owners, and I asked them, please take my kids. I don't have money to pay, but I promise you I will go and break Guinness World Records to get the money to put the kids through education. So I went back to Google, and now actually someone told me, Maria, if you want to raise that amount of money, you have to do something worldwide. So I started to run marathons. I contacted Nike, and I asked them to transform me into a runner. And Nike was like, oh my God, she climbed Everest, she did North Pole, she's a super athlete. 3 weeks later, they dropped me as an athlete. Everyone says when you come back from Everest, you come back 10 kilos lighter. I came back 10 kilos heavier. And they told me there was no runner inside me. I told them, no one tells me what I can do or not. So I did what? What does a runner has to do? Actually, I was really upset. I was like, how can they do this? So I lost 10 kilos. I started running my first K, 2 kilometers, 3 kilometers. 1 year later, I broke 2 Guinness World Records by running 7 marathons in 7 continents in the shortest time possible. By 2015, I had broken another 2 Guinness World Records by running 7 marathons in 7 continents. I was attempting to do it in 7 days. I managed to do it in 10, and I flew. Everyone told me it was crazy. You cannot possibly do 7 marathons in 7 days in 7 continents without a private plane. I've done it all flying commercial, and I got the Guinness World Record for that. By 2016, remember the promise I made to the schools? I was in debt, $200,000 in debt. $200,000 in debt. And I was getting threats that if I didn't pay this $200,000 in debt, I was going to go to schools, they were going to take me a legal action. So I went to Google. Google, please tell me what I have to do to get this money. And Google said, did you know if you swim from England to France, that is the equivalent to climb Everest in a swimming world? So I just thought, this is so different, the press is gonna love it. I cannot believe there is no Portuguese woman who has done it. So I registered to swim across the English Channel 1 year from that date. I went to the doctor, I did my medical to certify that I was fit to swim across the English Channel, and then I started my training. But there was just a tiny little problem. I couldn't start training because I did not know how to swim. But how would that be an obstacle? I'm pretty sure. So I went to Google, I found myself a swimming instructor called Kevin Millerick, and I told him I wanted to learn how to swim so I could. And Kevin told me, Maria, I'm just a pool swimming instructor. I do not know anything about swimming the English Channel. I told him, Kevin, don't worry. The only thing you have to teach me is how not to sink or to drown when I'm crossing the English Channel. So Kevin taught me how first to float, and we started learning. I completely underestimated how hard it was going to be to learn how to swim. 3 months later, Kevin had a chat with me and told me, Maria, I've taught you everything about swimming. You're still not swimming. You cannot move. And he thought he would never see me again. I still came back next day. 1 year later, I attempted to swim across English Channel. I swam 15 kilometers the right direction. Unfortunately, the currents, they were really tough, and I was not making progress, so they aborted the swim. So I cracked down and I started crying. How can I go once again to the children and tell them I cannot pay your school fees? I started wondering, what will happen to my children? Will they get forced to marry? What will happen to them? I couldn't believe that morning when I left home to go swim the English Channel, I only had 500 followers. After that swim, I had 12,000 followers. And people, they were telling my boyfriend on a boat, sending message, tell her to stop swimming, we're gonna pay her school fees. So how many years do you think it took me to recover from the recession in 2008? What else do you think I had to do to recover from the recession? Any guess? 2 years. 2 years? It took me 10 years. 10 years. 8 Guinness World Records. I had to become the first Portuguese woman to climb the 7 highest mountains the 7 summits. I had to become the first Portuguese woman to swim the English Channel, you know? And only now, 18 years later, I started to see the results of my work. The children that everyone told me it was cruel to give them big hopes and dreams, they are no longer children, they are young adults. They are living in USA, Australia, Portugal, and in Dubai. 18 years ago, I went to the slums of Dhaka and I promised to change their life, but teach them that they have absolutely changed my life. I would not be where I am today if it was not for my kids.
It is incredible.
First generation students.
Could you turn on? Thank you. It's incredible hearing Maria's story, but what I want you guys to hear is just a couple of words from the kids, okay? Maria, who's going to be speaking?
Hello, everyone. Tere. I am Chadni. I am 17 years old. And my mother was forced to get married at the age of 11. But I am 17 now, not married. My mother, who didn't know how to read and write, is now working in Dubai, have her own bank account, have a studio apartment. And she's my sister, and my elder sister was in Portugal for 4 years and started doing her university. Now she came back to Dubai to do an internship in Chanel. And thank you, Vishen and Mindvalley. Thank you so much for such an experience here in Estonia and in Tallinn.
Hello, everyone. I'm Aklima Akhtar. I'm now doing my bachelor in chemical engineering in Portugal. In 2006, my father got separated from us, and my mom was suffering with 4 kids, being a single mother. And in 2007, we met Maria. She came as a blessing, and she provided us with all the basic needs and education, the most important. And with her help, I completed 12th grade, and my siblings also. And then in 2020, I went to Dubai, and again, with her help, I got the internship in Chanel. By doing that internship, I managed myself to get visa for Portugal, and I went there to study. And I'm now in 2nd year, I'm studying, and I'm working and supporting my family. All this became possible only for her. If she wasn't there, then I would have been married already like an ordinary girl in Bangladesh. So I'm glad to be here, meeting people with great personalities and learning different skills. I'm very grateful for this moment to thank you, Vishan, and Maria, of course, my mom. Thank you.
Alamin? Alamin thought he had seen an alien when he first met me.
Hello everyone, I'm Alamin and I'm 24 years old. I met with this alien at 2005 when I was just 6 years old kids, and I used to live one of the biggest slum in Dhaka. And suddenly while one day I was playing in the garbage, I saw a mysterious lady with brown hair, fairy skin, and speaking in an alien language. And then I was so curious, and I ran to her, touching her hair, face, and I collected the food from her because I was so hungry. And later on, she met with my mom, and she explained to my mom that I want to give a better future to your children, if you move from here to a better place where I will take. And my mom and my dad was the first family who believed on this alien. And then we moved from this slum to a better place, better environment, where she admitted me in a good school. She opened the door of education for me, and I entered that world. And I completed my grade 12, and currently I am living in Dubai, working in a fashion company. And thank you so much, my alien, for transforming me from a poor slum kid to a smart, ambitious, and handsome guy today. When I used to live there, I thought there is no other country outside of it. I thought that slum is my world and there's no other countries in outside of it. But today, look, I am in an alien country. And thank you so much, Mindvalley and Mr. Vishan sir, for giving this great opportunity to experience this and explore the world. Thank you.
Thank you. So, really, all the thanks belongs to Maria. Maria, would you come over here for a second? I know on behalf of the audience, I have a couple of questions for you. But the first thing I wanted to ask you is, what is the message that you have, that you feel the audience here and the audience watching on live stream most need to know?
Hmm?
If you had one message, actually, your mic is turned on. You can speak.
Never give up on your dreams. Just every single day, every single hour, every single minute, every single second, do something to get you close to your dream. And if my kids, they can go from a slum area to live in Dubai, working in Chanel, stay in a 5-star hotel that Vishen puts us on, all your dreams can come true. Just remember, 1 day at a time, 1 minute at a time, 1 hour at a time, 1 second at a time.
Yes, even if you don't have any idea how to swim. Now, I want you guys to hold space for the kids. Like, send them your energy, send them your intention. I'm gonna ask every one of these kids to just state their name and who they are going to be when they grow up. Hang on. So, Maria has shown you that you can do impossible things, right? And so there should be no barrier on what you want to be. Whether it's an entrepreneur or a doctor, I want you to just state your name and who you're going to be. And you're making a promise to yourself right now, just like Maria made a promise. And everyone here is witnessing, and everyone here is going to be supporting.
Hello. Hello, my name is Shaheen. Currently, I'm living in Dubai. I'm working with e-commerce company, and one day I'm going to be the first billionaire from Bangladesh.
Amazing.
Hello, everyone. So my name is Ferdous Hussain, and I always wanted to be a software engineer. But now my dream is I want to build a multiple business income stream so that I can travel all over the world and I can get to know about their cultures and their stories. I want to write a book about the whole world.
Hello everyone, I'm Shaim Ahmed. Currently I'm working in one of the best company in the world called Grant Thornton. It's an audit and accounting firm. So one day I want to have my own accounting and audit firm. Inshallah, I will do that.
Hello. In future, I want to do a business and I want to open my own company, which will be like export-import business. And that's why I want to learn more about business. I want to go university to learn more.
Hello everyone, my name is Kashmi. At present I'm working in Dubai in an oil and gas company named Vantage Drilling. So the way I'm learning work from there, now I have a cherished in my heart that I will open my own drilling company.
Hello everyone, I'm Salma. Currently I'm living in Portugal. I'm on my first year
And I'm studying chemical engineering. My dream is to be an aeronautical engineer because I will jump from chemical engineer to aeronautical engineer.
Hello everyone, I'm Aklima. As I said, I'm studying chemical engineering and I'm in second year. I want to be an environmental engineer to improve the environment in my country, in Asia, in most of the countries, because here I like the environment a lot. It's really nice. It's very right place to live, so I will try to improve the environment in my country.
Hello everyone, I'm Laboni Akhtar. Currently I'm working in UAE, which is one of the most top company in UAE, which is Al Masood Auto Central. And I want to thanks to Maria, because if she's not with me, anything is not possible. Today I'm not here. And if I will say thanks to her, it's not enough. I want to thank Bishan sir.
Who do you want to be?
I want to be a businesswoman.
Hello everyone, I am Mim Jahan. I want to be a pilot.
Hello everyone, I'm Kamala. I'm studying in Dubai. My dream is to open a restaurant.
Hello everyone, I am Chadni. I want to be a dentist.
Hello everyone, I'm Shurjamoni. I want to open my own beauty salon.
Thank you, guys. The greatest gift we can give someone is the support and courage to help them turn the crazy dreams in their head into reality. Before Maria met these kids at the age of 6 were playing in garbage piles. They would not know if they could eat that day. The women in this group would get married off at the age of 13 because their parents couldn't support them. And this is still the way millions of kids are living in South Asia. Now, poverty rate is falling. It's gone down by 400 million people in the last 2 decades. So things are changing fast, but there are still hundreds of millions of children living in poverty globally. Maria has shown through her courage, through her example, that the human body, that the human spirit can do things which so many of us count as impossible. And what I believe Maria has done to me is greater than some of the great billionaires in the world, because she's driven by something that's beyond what we are trained to chase. Yet at the same time, what she's doing is really tough. I know, Maria, you constantly have to go in debt because you're supporting 600 kids. And I just want to ask you, what can we do here? You've, in a way, given so much to these 600 kids, and you've given us so much by inspiring us. What can we do to support you in your mission? Just be honest.
When I first met Vishen, I was $20,000 in debt, because if I cannot sell books, sell paintings, and I cannot get paid speaking events, we have to put the day-to-day expenses on a credit card. And after I met Vishen, I was able to pay my debts. 3 days ago, when I first came, I could not, they blocked my credit card because I had reached the maximum allowance, and I was not even able to pay my electricity bill. So I had to borrow money to pay my electricity bill and to unblock my credit card. So what we are looking for: internships, paid full-time employment, and support to help kids like Aklima, Salma, Laboni to go to university.
Yeah. So what I want to ask you guys to do is this, right? If so many of you stood up and you took the kids out for dinners. I know my mom is cooking dinner for the kids because they really miss South Asian food. So tonight we're having the kids over at our place. I brought the kids over here, got them a hotel experience, and for many of them it was the first time actually stepping into a hotel of that sort. If any of you can help in any way, please make a donation. That's all we ask. Slides back on screen, please. That's the link to Maria's foundation. I simply ask that you make a donation. I don't feel it's right that Maria has to be in credit card debt, given the service that she does to the world. If any of you booked speakers on stage and you found this inspiring, get her a paid speaking gig. Don't ask her to speak for free. Pay her. Get her a paid speaking gig. For those of you who think maybe you are storytellers. And you can help Maria do a video on social media that could get her more followers, that she can basically then inspire, but also raise money from, help her get more followers. Her Instagram, follow it right now, Maria True Grit, T-R-U-G-R-I-T, Maria True Grit. For any of you who maybe are in the press and want to interview her, get her message out. I stumbled upon Maria by accident, and when I heard her message, it was heart-wrenching, but also heart-expanding. It was this weird story that I'd never witnessed in the world before. And when I put her on stage at Mindvalley University, she scored a higher speaker score than any other speaker, and we had the best of the best on stage. There's something about the story that resonates with people, and we want you to help spread this story. So if you can, one thing, make a donation. Every little amount helps. We had a guy who donated 10,000, who's going to donate 10,000. Yep, it's coming. Yeah. I myself put in around 22,000 to get the kids here and so on. Whatever you can do will really help. Maria and the kids, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Please give them a round of applause. No, stay on stage. Guys, sorry.
Sure.
Caitlin, could you please help?
Sure.
Come back on stage, guys. We want to get a picture with you and Maria on stage, and I want you to be here and please receive the applause. This applause is for you. You guys have overcome things that most of us here in the Western world never even have to think about, and you are inspiring us. Please come forward. Stand around Maria, okay?
Alien.
Thank you, Maria. Thank you. They will be here at Mindvalley University, and tomorrow you guys will meet them at the party. Maria, thank you guys so much. And Caitlin, could I ask for your support for something? Okay. So Caitlin's the walking angel who's been co-hosting so much of this at Mindvalley. Tomorrow, if any of you want to, or even tonight my mom and I are going to be taking them out to dinner at our place. But let's say sometime tomorrow before the party, if any of you want to sponsor an experience for the kids, okay, just go to Caitlin. Caitlin will help coordinate with Maria. Is that okay, Caitlin?
Absolutely.
Okay, so they don't get bombarded all at once. But also, while an experience here is wonderful, and we had many great tribe owners, tribe members, Florian, Chris, who took the kids out to Old Hansa and so on, please donate. Like, it is so not right that Maria and these children are living like on credit card debt, and they can't have to worry about their electricity being cut off, right? So whatever you feel you can give, just make a donation. Our goal is to raise 100 grand for Maria. So at least for the next 1 year, she does not have to worry about the lights going out. And these kids, many of these kids in Dubai stay with her in her apartment. And they have to go through, even today, they have to go through so many hurdles. We wanted to get them at Mindvalley University earlier. They couldn't get a visa because it is so hard to get a visa if you have a Bangladeshi passport. So whatever you can give, please give. Every little amount helps. And give generously. That energy will come back to you. Okay? Thank you, Caitlin. Thank you, Maria. Yeah. So firstly, so many of you donated that the site crashed. So please take a photo, continue giving, right? Take a photo and then just continue giving. Now, one of the tribe members, Clement, very generous, he took the kids out for dinner yesterday, but you can also give on a monthly subscription. Clement told me to remind you guys of that. So Clement pledged $100 every month. Clement is not a mega rich man. He is a solopreneur, small team, but he's donating $100 every month. And at $100 every month, there's a lot. So on this site, you can donate one sum, or you can do a monthly subscription to sponsor. And if you can do a monthly subscription, and Clement, thank you. Clement, are you in the room? Please stand. Yeah? So Clement, thank you so much for your generosity and for reminding me and for serving that example. Marissa, yes? So Marissa said, could you sponsor one child if you want to take one child and pay for that? Well, so Marissa, you're joining us for dinner tonight with the kids. It's best to ask Marissa. It's best to ask Maria that, okay? Caitlin, maybe you can get that answer from Maria and you can let us know on the stage later. Thank you. So, appreciate your time here. Eric? Mike?
Okay, so I know a lot of you guys are really inspired and then you'll think about doing it later. And later isn't really the best time to do that, right? Is that true? Yeah. So I'll make you guys a deal. Kirsty and I will match the next 15,000 that comes in over the next 30 hours or so from now. But we'll match it twice. So every 15, your 15, we'll put in our 15, and I will give Maria a place at our speaking academy so she can come out and get her message out to the world everywhere.
Amazing. Thank you, Eric. Thank you. And Maria, I will pay for your flight and hotel for you to travel to Eric's speaking academy, okay? Wherever in the world you are. So you got all of that. You got all of that covered. So thank you so much, Mindvalley community, for your heart, for your generosity. Please take a picture of that. Do that now. I'm also going to send that out in the WhatsApp group, and we want to hit that $100,000 goal. Okay? Now, as we do that, I want to bring up our next big inspiration, and this is Marie Diamond. Marie and the kids, I'm going to give you a chance to go back to your seats. Marie Diamond is one of the greatest spiritual teachers in Europe. She is someone that I study with. So once every 2 years, I go to the south of France and I do this deep, deep transformative experience with Marie Diamond. Marie, are you in the room here today? She's right there? Fantastic, Marie. So I invited Marie Diamond to simply take us through an energy transformation. As you know, when you go through Mindvalley education, it's not just about education in the physical. We look at your mind, and we look at your spirit. Everything that you want to change, whether it's money mindset or health, you got to transform at the mind level, at the spiritual level, and at the physical level. And Marie is about to lead us through an exercise to help us transform at the spiritual level. Marie Diamond.
Hello, everyone. We just experienced a lot of emotions. We just experienced a lot of energy, but it's here in this room. And even if we are such a powerful light workers, we need to send that energy out into the collective field, into the quantum field, into humanity. Just what we witnessed today with Maria and the children, but every teacher, every speaker, you received such a beautiful knowledge, heart, wisdom, exercises, hype, energy that just is now bubbling into your system. But you need to go home with that. But you can go already home today with that energy into the world. Because sometimes we keep all the changes within our mind, within our body, but we don't share it enough. So the exercise I want to do is a collective feng shui invocation. We have so much energies in our heart right now. Our hearts are overflowing. And we need to bring that already into the energy field of the world, as the world needs more than ever, not just your knowledge, not just all the greatness of service and products you're providing, but it needs your heart. It needs your beauty of your soul. As Bernard was saying, you know, we are soldiers of the soul, but we're also bringers of light. So I'm going to ask you to, in a few seconds, to stand up, and I'm going to share what we're going to do. The first, we're going to connect in with our energy. And perhaps some of you know what energy is, but if you don't know it yet, you just can start by moving your hands, yeah? And then hold your hands and feel like you have a ball of energy in your hands and start moving that ball. And feel how your hands are having the heat, the tingling, yeah? And feel that. Now, connect with your heart. Just hold your hands on the level of your heart. And it's like between your hands and your heart is like a triangle of energy. And pour now your heart frequency into that ball. So it becomes a ball of light. And pour in that ball of light all these beautiful, heartfelt emotions you just received. All the wisdom you gathered from all the speakers and the teachers of Mindvalley. All the connections you received from all the people you met in this community. All the aha moments, the insights, the wow experiences through dance, through parties. Just pour that in that ball of light and feel even that that ball is growing, and move that ball of energy again just in front of you. And now as you have this ball of energy, we're going to send it into the 4 directions, the main directions, into humanity. We're going to share all this greatness, this goodness, this love to all over the world. And as we're going to do that, I will ask you to send it to all the places, all the people that right now can use some of that. Because they're lonely, they're poor, they're stuck, they're in war, they're sick. They need some of that light that we together have created here in Mindvalley University. Feel that ball, feel your hands burning. Feel your heart as strong and open as it ever been. And then I want you to stand up. Put your feet strongly on the ground and hold that ball of energy. And then send that ball of energy, raise your hands and send it out in the direction you're facing. And open your hands and just send it and see it going to the billions of people. Reconnecting with that ball of energy, and then go 90 degrees to the right. So go to the right with your body. And again, send this ball of energy out to all the people in that direction of humanity, whatever country that might be. And open your hand palms and just send it off. And then take your ball of energy again. And again, go 90 degrees right. And take that ball of energy. Feel all this beautiful, vibrational that is in your heart, that you received, that you're ready to share now, and send off this ball of energy into the world. Open your hands and just feel the energy going out. And then reconnect with your ball of heartfelt energy and do another 90 degrees to the right. And again, send this ball of energy out to humanity in that direction. Opening up your hands and sending it off. Feel the people that are receiving it. They're receiving it and they don't know where it's coming from. And it doesn't matter. And then move another 90 degrees again to the front, holding your ball of energy. And now look left or right, whatever you want, and give that ball of energy to your neighbor. And say thank you. Thank you for being here. You have filled my heart. And then open your hands and give it to all of us. And then come back to your heart and just receive what you have given. Hold your hands on your heart chakra and just gently receive what you have been giving, and that you will keep giving as you're leaving Mindvalley on your own journeys with all this greatness, all this wisdom, and all this love. Thank you.
Coming up next, our kids program just ended, and our kids program was completely sold out this year. So we were so thrilled at the response we had to our children's program, and we really want to acknowledge all the educators who helped create that program. Slides on screen, please. What I want to do is I want to start by bringing up Gigi, who's been leading the kids program, and Gigi's going to bring up some of our young talent. Gigi, I'll let you take it from here, okay?
Hello, everybody. My name is, a lot of you know, is Gigi Marquez, and I have basically been planning and executing all of the youth programs for the last 3 years. Thank you. The most wonderful thing about my job is actually to get in touch with your kids, to be able to see them and go through their own transformations and their journey and be a part of that. It has been a really, really beautiful opportunity to be able to witness that. So thank you so much, everybody who trusted us with your children. It's been a great, great honor to serve them and to see them grow and become this beautiful, evolved souls. So thank you so much for that. I believe the next on stage is going to be Myrtle. So, Vishen, would you like to introduce Myrtle?
Actually, before we bring up Myrtle, I would love to bring up all the kids on stage. Is that possible?
They're coming up.
They're on their way? Okay, in that case, let's start with Myrtle. Is Myrtle ready?
Yes, she's right here.
Eternity's an open door. No, don't ever stop doing the things you do. Don't go. In every breath I take, I'm breathing you. You hurry forever till the end of time. From now on, only you and I. We're going up, 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 up. You hurry and never lost a piece of us. A beating love within my heart. We're going up, 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 up. We are here, we're all alone in our universe. We are free, where everything's so loud and love comes first. Forever and ever together, we sail into infinity. We're higher and higher and higher, we're reaching for divinity. You fly forever till the end of time. From now on, only you and I. We're going up, 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 up. You fly and never lost a piece of us. A beating love within my heart. We're going up, 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 up. Forever, we're sailing to infinity. We're higher, we're reaching for divinity.
Thank you, Myrtle. And this is the proud mother, Karen Harms, who's one of our photographers. Kids, run on stage. Just don't walk. This is not a time to be polite. Just charge. Yeah. You can climb up from the front as well.
You came in?
Go, 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 go. So please give all our kids a round of applause. Guys, on stage. Oh, Eve, come here. Guys, this is my daughter, Eve, and Mindvalley University was also partially created because I really wanted to create a new education system so she could live her best life. So kids, what I wanted you to do here, all of you guys just went through a really interesting experiment in education. I want you guys to come towards the front of the stage. Okay, maybe the front row can kneel so we can see everyone. Maybe the front row can kneel. Okay, awesome, that's great. You guys are so trainable. And all I want to do is, the adults in the room just wanted to give you a big round of applause. Your mom and dads wanted to take photos, so just receive it. And a big round of applause to Nadeem, who ran the program. So I'm gonna see if any of the kids want to share one thing that they really enjoyed about Mindvalley University. Oh wow, look at all the hands. So we're gonna start with you. What's your name?
Aurora.
Aurora, what did you love? What did you really like?
When we did the mouse habitats, and I loved that I made new friends.
That's amazing. Thank you, Aurora. Who else? Okay.
Hi, my name is Myrto, and I really like the shoe designing challenge. We needed to make shoes out of paper, and we needed to try to sell them. And it was very hard because some of the countries, like there was different countries like Nigeria and the USA, and I was Canada. And first we got $300 to make our shoes and take the supplies. And Nigeria at first had $25 only, so it was very hard.
Yeah, wow.
What? Hi, my name is Krista. What I liked about was the games that we play. Some of the games made us learn things and let other help people, and we understand what teamwork is and what a
That's amazing.
Hi, my name is Leah, and I really like the business company challenge because we got to work together and to make our own businesses because they said it's very hard to make it.
Wow. Well, it's so. Eve, what did you learn?
I liked all the icebreakers and the riddles because we got to meet new people.
Yeah, this is the longest I've not seen my daughter while we've been in the same city, because she has so many friends.
I liked especially meeting new people.
Nice.
I like meeting new people, new friends, new really cool people, and also some annoying people. But no, not you, Mr. Banana. And the teamwork and the learning part was also fun.
That's amazing. And what about you?
I really like this Mindvalley. It was my first time, and I met so many friends.
Thank you. And the last one.
I like all the speakers that came to let us learn.
Yeah, that was one of the most incredible things here. Mindvalley University is the only school that you can put your kids in where the world's greatest mind come and teach your kids. Like, where else can your kids learn from Marissa Pierre, from John and Missy Butcher, from Christina, from all of these legendary teachers? Like, they come and they teach your kids. We had Louis Schwartzberg, like, talking about the work he does, Eric Edmeans, all of these amazing teachers. It is the only school in the world where that can happen because of the community that we curate, where people come together to co-elevate our children. Thank you, kids. You can now carefully get off the stage, okay? And they jump off. Now, those were just the kids. I now want to call up Jamia and the teenagers. Jamia, would you come on stage, please? Jamia, could I get you on stage? And all the teens. Gosh, teenagers never listen. Teens, get your butts on stage. So the teens prepared something for you. I have no idea what they're gonna do. Guys, you're being too slow. Move up, faster, run. Okay, and you can form two lines. Hang on, let me get you a mic, okay? Jamia, do you want to hold the mic? Thank you.
A temporary change comes to sweep you off your feet. New ideas, people, and concepts there for you to meet. When the place is right and the mind is ready, knowledge transforming your consciousness swirls steady. And with change comes growth and connections, people that you enjoy and help you perfect your imperfections. At Mindvalley, we learned how to create our reality and heal ourselves through the power of our mind.
Throughout Mindvalley, we've learned mindfulness,
Gratitude.
and connection.
At Mindvalley, we learned how to put ourselves in other people's shoes without even knowing what they're going through.
I learned that no one can ever be you, so be yourself, love God.
At Mindvalley, we learn how to respect our priorities.
So we also learned how to self-develop ourselves.
We learned that confidence is key.
And we also learn how to be ourselves no matter what people say and what people do.
At Mindvalley University, we learn how to be ourselves, we learn how to be more confident, and we learn how to communicate with people and to not be afraid.
At Mindvalley, we learned that cacao can help you bring closer to your heart.
At Mindvalley, we learned that other people's opinions do not define us.
Thank you, guys. Don't get off the stage yet. Jamia, could you come step in front, please? So I really want to acknowledge this incredible woman, Jamia. When at the first Mindvalley University project in Barcelona in 2017, we had a break in the system, and we had a lot of kids join, but our school teacher burnt out in the first 1 week and quit, basically. And so Jamia was a member of the audience, like Skip Kelly. She had showed up to experience the event, but she stepped up and she led the children's program. And since then, Jamia has been instrumental in shaping the teens program at Mindvalley University. And so I have a deep gratitude for you, Jamia. Nothing of this would be possible without you. So please, let's give a big round of applause to Jamia. And Hayden, come here for a second. And I also want to introduce my son, Hayden, whom again I have not seen because my parents have been so busy with Mindvalley University. Today, Hayden accidentally got locked in the house without a key, and he had to climb out a window to escape. Hayden, I just want you to know how much I love you. And a big reason for Mindvalley University is because I wanted to ensure that my son, after hearing Naveen Jain's inspiration, got to connect and hear and listen to the voices and ideas of some of the most extraordinary people in the world, people like you who choose to live life in a different way, who see the world in a different way, and who are doing such great things in the world. Hayden, is there something you'd like to share? What was your biggest takeaway from MVU?
Well, we've obviously learned a lot of things, but I feel like I've noticed that people often seem to reject new information. So I feel like what I've learned is that you have to make an effort to try and persuade people and get them to see new things, because otherwise they may just throw the information out as soon as it enters them and not learn anything from you.
What was the information that you feel people were rejecting?
Well, I guess that includes everything. I've always seen people who were making jokes about the topics discussed. And although I do believe that there were some things which could have sparked them that even I noticed, I still feel like it was a bit wrong to just assume that what someone is saying is false or some sort of weird hippie nonsense.
That's true. I appreciate that. Yeah.
And that people should try to listen to others.
Yeah. With my kids, the philosophy that we have, that me and Christina have, is like we share with them our opinions, but we never share our opinions as facts. They were not born under the guise of any religion. They choose to decide their own religion. But we teach them to have an open mind. And so someone may come and talk about AI, and there are some people who are like, no, AI is evil. Someone may come and talk about energy healing, and other people will say, no, energy healing doesn't exist. But what Hayden is really saying is, let's have an open mind. Okay, we don't have to reject everything. We don't have to also embrace everything, but let's go into everything with an open mind. Thank you, Hayden. Thank you, all of you guys. So, So we're now going to come to the tail end of the closing ceremony. And this is where we're going to bring in some of the most popular speakers on Mindvalley University. But before I do that, I do want to give a round of special thanks to the people who made it possible, the people on my team. First off, I'd love to get the speakers on stage. If you were one of us, not the tribe speakers yet, but the Mindvalley speakers, if you were one of the main speakers, please come on stage. We'd love to get a speaker photo. Come on up, Nick. Caitlin, come on up. Skip, come on up. Barton, what you doing down there? Okay, could we get a couple of people kneeling down over here? Luigi, is that you? Like, why are you guys so shy? Bring it on. So, thank you guys. Could we make 2 rows so we can get a proper photo? Perhaps the front row could kneel. Come. Look for the camera. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone.
That's it for you guys.
Thank you all. Thanks for giving so much to Mindvalley University. Now, next up, I want to bring up the incredible team behind Mindvalley. So, Mindvalley team, please come up on stage. Yeah, and guys, see if you can make 2 rows, okay, for the photo. So the thing that freaking annoys me about my team is every time we try to make a team photo, I have to explain to them, make 2 rows. And they always forget. So thank you guys. It's such an honor working with you guys to keep this event running. Please give them a round of applause. And a big, big, big support, especially to these 2 people, Kadi and Laura.
Thanks, Vision, for making me do this again. I got my cry party at the opening. Here I am again. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. At the opening, I had said that there was this attendee who came here for the very first time. Her name was Winnie. And she took the time just before we started to message me and to thank the team for the experience that was waiting ahead. And it really reminded me of the power of moments that I try to live my life by. And I said that please try to notice those small moments that really elevate your life, that define your life. So in this closing, I really hope that you walk home with those small but defining moments and that you collected many of those. And I want you to know that this team made everything to create the platform for those moments to happen. So I saw so many speakers who deserve the most love, getting the love from you, and I thank you. But now, can you please do the biggest applause, the biggest love that you can give for this team here, because this is who made it happen.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Mindvalley team. Thank you, random girl who came on stage to inhale the smoke.
And also, I want to give the biggest thank you to the team who's been running this room, all of the seminar spaces, making sure that we have beautiful visuals, we have amazing sound. So please also give a round of applause for these people.
Yes. Now, there's another group of people that we really want to acknowledge. So at Mindvalley University, we try to take the cameras. I'm a former photographer, so I love photography. We take the camera and we flip it around and we turn the camera on you guys. So all of you guys collectively, we're going to release around 10,000 photos. Okay? And these photos, you're getting them in the WhatsApp group. Every time the photos come out, we put them on Google Photos and you get a link. And you have to browse through them, but whatever photos you see of yourself, as long as you're in a photo, you have a right to share it. But we want to really acknowledge the amazing photographers who helped make that possible. These guys had a crazy busy schedule this week. Mado, Renee, Kirsty, and Karen. And photographers, come on stage. Now it's your turn to be photographed. Mado, Renee, Kirsty, Karen. So the photographers here on stage, don't go anywhere else yet, because you know I'm about to say something embarrassing and you're shy, Mado, but come on stage. So the funny fact about the photographers, all of them are deeply tied to Mindvalley. Mado's partner is Kadi, the person who leads Mindvalley University. But no, he didn't get his job sleeping his way to the top. Mado was a photographer before. Way before, right? Karen is a close friend of me and Christina's, and it was her daughter who did that incredible performance on stage. Bernard Hiller turns to me and goes, if she was in LA, I could get her an agent. And Kirsty, she's moving. And Kirsty is the partner of the wonderful Eric Edmeades. Eric, could you stand up and face the audience, please? Thank you, guys. Now you can get up. And finally, I'd like to invite, Kadi, you may want to come on stage and help coordinate this. I'd like to invite all our volunteers who helped make this possible.
Yes, if you are in the room, please come join on the stage. And the Mindvalley team as well. Can you come on the stage with everyone who was supporting? Let's do a group photo.
Let's give a big round of applause to our volunteers. Group photo. Could we get the first row kneeling, please?
Maybe get other speakers from smaller stages as well.
Yeah. Okay? Yes. Kadi, please go in the center.
It's okay. I'm fine here.
Okay. All right, guys, smile for the camera. It's in the center. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. Please be very careful getting off the stage. Now, we had a lot of incredible tribe speakers, and I'd like to invite the tribe speakers on stage. Coming up.
Look over here. Everybody look here.
Let's make 2 rows. Thank you so much to all our tribe speakers for your contributions to Mindvalley University and our community. Thank you, guys. So as you can see, it takes a pretty big group of people to make all of this happen. Finally, we just want to acknowledge the partners for our youth program, Waldorf Kindergarten, Apollo, and Jamia. Now, there are a couple of interesting things we want to do. And now we're going to bring you into the closing with one of the most remarkable speakers that I've ever witnessed on stage. Eric Edmeades is not only the creator of the WildFit program, he creates business speakers, he creates Mindvalley's business automation program, and he also runs Speakers Academy, where he trains many of the world's most incredible speakers. Remember Gautam, whom I acknowledged at the start of this? Gautam trained with Eric Edmeades, I've trained with Eric Edmeades, and Eric last year had the distinguished honor of getting a 4.99 in his speaker ratings at Mindvalley University, which is unheard of. It means everybody gave him a 5 out of 5 except one annoying person. So I'm going to invite Eric Edmeades, who's going to take us through just something very Eric-ish, and you guys will see.
Wow. So I have a question for you. Are you ready for the rest of your life? I hope so. So I want to share something with you about life decisions. When I was a child and I was in school, I was really inspired by some of my teachers, and I thought that I would want to be a teacher. And then I found out how little we respect teachers out there in the world, how little we pay them, how little we respect them, take care of them. And I opted not to become a teacher, and I went into business and I did other things. And about 10 or 15 years ago, I was invited to do some speaking. And I fell in love with it. It was the very thing that I wanted to do when I left school, and that was to teach. And I loved it so very much, but if I was gonna approach it, I wanted to approach it a bit like a business in the sense that I wanted to make sure it made sense. And so I did some research, and here's what I found out, that of the people who go to a workshop, who go to a seminar, who go to a retreat, of the people who go to a program like that and learn from it, roughly 3 to 5% of the people will actually take action and change their lives. And that just wasn't good enough for me. If that's how it was gonna be, it wasn't worth it for me. It wasn't worth it for me to dedicate my life to standing on stage and putting myself at risk and sharing my ideas if such a small number of people were actually gonna change. Does this make sense? And so I started studying transformation. I started looking at the difference between education and transformative process. The difference between simply sharing information and hoping the students and the audience will take it in, and the difference between making that information sticky. So I want to share an education principle with you, and if you take this principle, it can change everything. And the principle works like this. First, the bad version. How many of you had teachers when you went through school? They call it school, but it was really some sort of cross between daycare and prison in my experience. Right? But for those of you who did go to one of these daycare prison type schools, how many of you had teachers that clearly believed the learning was your responsibility and not theirs? Yeah, that's a problem. That's a big problem. And so the first step in a great education model is an education model wherein the teacher, the mentor, the leader takes 100% responsibility for making the information sticky, for integrating it into your knowledge and into your experience. In fact, just making it unforgettable. Does this make sense? Then the second part of fabulous education is when the student shows up and takes 100% responsibility for absorbing and applying those principles. Does this make sense? And so as I examined all this stuff out there in the world, I looked for environments where that could happen, and I looked for ways of teaching to make those things happen. You know, just recently, I got a bunch of statistics back on a trial we're doing with WildFit relative to reversing diabetes. And there's a lot of cool numbers. 100% of the pre-diabetics moved to the post-diabetic range. 90% of the type 2 diabetics moved to the post-diabetic. These are good numbers, but you know the number that made the biggest difference of all? And it's the number where it all begins, and that is that 87% of the people who started that 90-day journey finished it. So I figured out a few things about this, and then I looked for an environment where I could share these things. And there is no better environment that I've seen anywhere in the world than the environment that Vishen has created in Mindvalley. Because I want to ask you a question. How many of you have seen a number of people that have walked on this stage and in the other stages and have led workshops, and you can tell from their heart, from their presentation, from their energy, that they take 100% responsibility for making the information transformatively sticky for you? How many of you have seen that? Yeah, and I can tell you, as somebody who's walked these halls and has had many of you come up and share your stories with me, and you'll all have heard something similar from me, but so many of you have come up to me and given me credit for your transformation. So many of you come up and go, Eric, you helped me lose X pounds, or you helped me turn around my diabetes. You saved my marriage. I had a baby because of you. It wasn't my fault. But what I really want to point out is that I created some material. Mindvalley created a context, and without you taking action, none of it would have mattered. Do you understand? This is a big thing. You guys are the right people in the right place with the right resources around you because you actually take action. So I want to leave you with some very important ideas about how you can integrate the things that you've had here over the I've been here for the last 3 weeks. How many of you were here the whole 3 weeks? How many the last 2 weeks? How many just this last week? How many of you who were just here for the last week now wish you were here for 3 weeks? All right. So now you know what to do about next year already. So I want to share with you some ideas, because I know that some of you are feeling incredibly inspired here and right now. And I know that some of you are a little bit afraid about going back to your life with the muggles. Those are the Harry Potter fans. The rest of you don't know what I'm talking about. But with the other people, you're going to go back to your life. And what I want to suggest to you is that if you have any concern about whether you're going to take action, whether you've really been transformed, and how the people around you are going to affect you, then I have some ideas to help you lock it in. Here's the first thing. Do not go out into your life and make major pronouncements of how you are now a new human being belonging to your new favorite cult. The more you go out into the world and kind of push yourself and push your new self out into the world, the more your universe will try to push back in on you. So the very best way for you to infect the world is to simply be the change that you want to see in the world. Are you with me? So that's item number one. Item number two that is absolutely key to transformation. Before WildFit, when people came to Mindvalley, they bought a program, they watched the program by themselves in their bedroom or wherever they happened to be, in their car, as it was the case for Vishen. And then once we started collaborating together, all of a sudden, education started changing, and you started doing quests as teams. You started doing it as a group. How many of you have found it easier to complete a program when you know there's a bunch of other people doing it with you? Totally different, right? So now the same thing. Now the same thing. It is so easy 2-3 weeks from now to think, oh, I wish I'd gotten in touch with more of my MVU friends. Let's not let that happen. Stay in touch. Create your WhatsApp group. Stay connected. Organize meetups. Continue to keep this energy, this vibe, this attraction. Stay with the team. Are you with me? Okay. Now, here's another principle. If you want to learn something deeply, like deeply, 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 you learn it in order to teach it. But what's crazy is this. London taxi drivers have the largest brains in the world, scanned. They have the largest brains in the world. They scan their brains, they have the largest brains in the world. And it's because they have to go to London and they have to learn something called the knowledge. They need to know the knowledge. It's like a 4-year degree program where they have to learn every street, every pub, every inn, every restaurant, and 2 routes between them without the use of a GPS. Yeah, without the use of a GPS. They had to learn every bit of it. But here's the crazy bit. Their brain does not grow in the learning of the content. Their brains grow as a result of accessing it. This is a huge distinction. So what that means is that if you want to take everything you've learned over the last 1, 2, 3 weeks, and all the stuff you've learned as a Mindvalley member on the platform all the way through your life, then here's what I want to suggest to you. One of the very best ways for you to integrate it is for you to recall it regularly. There are 2 great ways to do that. One is to do the stuff. Novel idea, right? You learn some things, now actually do the stuff. But then the second one is to teach the stuff. Teach the insights. Go out there and repeat the things you've learned. The more you teach them, 2 things will happen. You will send blood flow to the part of your brain that contains that information, and you will lock the information in. And the second thing is you will activate an internal desire of yours not to be a hypocrite. It's very difficult to go out and teach some stuff and then not do it. So when you go teach it, you lock it in from a knowledge perspective and you lock it in from a habit perspective. Does this make sense? So who's going to teach some stuff? Excellent. All right, now, there's 2 more things I want to share with you, and then I'm going to share a journey with you to integrate these things. One of the most important things that you really want to pay attention to is the course correction. You guys have all heard the metaphor that a plane leaving Los Angeles on its way to Hawaii is actually off course 90-some-odd% of the time. The wind is blowing it and it has to move for this aircraft. It's always off course. Now imagine if the captain waited until they were supposed to be in Hawaii to change course, to correct the course. That would be bad, you understand? You wouldn't want to be on that plane. But instead what happens is that the captain and the autopilot systems are constantly adjusting. Constantly adjusting. This is the concept of failing quickly. The minute you find yourself off course, then you immediately bring yourself back on course. And how do you do that? You do it by changing your behavior. You do it by taking action. You do it by picking up the phone and calling somebody who will hold you accountable or give you the resources or the knowledge or the inspiration or the motivation that you need to get yourself back on course. Does this make sense? Another aspect of this is that you are not here for this to be easy. You know, I heard this, I can't remember, I think it was Morgan Freeman. It's a great clip. He says, you know, if you pray to God and you ask for God to give you strength, God doesn't just come along and go, you are now strong. God goes, what kind of shit can I serve up to this person to help them get strong? The next time you're praying to handle jealousy better, I can tell you, God's got a plan, right? So what I want to suggest to you is that you develop a muscle, and the muscle kind of works like this. You're facing a decision in the road. You're looking out at your future, and there's an easy path, a safe path, and then there's a destiny path, an uncomfortable path. And I want you more often than not to be willing to take a few steps down the uncomfortable path. Does this make sense? Because it is where you are in discomfort. And it's really important. I'm not talking about making yourself so uncomfortable that you're injured. I'm talking about making yourself uncomfortable enough to grow. This is true of you and your muscles. If you go to the gym and you do not make your muscles uncomfortable, they won't grow. Same with you, your soul and your spirit. And so when somebody offers you a path, when a mentor comes along and says, yeah, I'll help you, but you have to complete these trials, you have to make some stuff happen. And you go, well, those things are really uncomfortable. Then you should celebrate that. And every teenager on earth already knows this, but they only know it in this one category that's amazing, and it's called video games. Children do not play video games and then get to the hard part and go, oh, I need a safe place. They don't get to the hard part and go, I need protection. They go to the hard part and they're like, yes, I'm going to get through this. And here's a principle of life that if you can take on this one principle, it can change everything for you. And that is this. When the child gets to that tough part of the video game, which experience causes greater pleasure? Getting through the tough level on the first try, or getting stumped by it and blocked by it and frustrated by it and pissed off about it and frustrated some more and then finally overcoming it? Which is more rewarding? Yeah, so don't ask for it to be easy. Like where your strength is gonna come from is the challenges that you take on that just about break you sometimes. And so between now and next year, where are you guys planning to be next year about this time? Oh, here. Oh, good. Well, between now and then what I'm suggesting to you is that you step into the discomfort, and I'm gonna give you a metaphor for this. You've got the captain and you have the crew. And the captain is the higher consciousness. The captain is that voice that when you pick up a donut and the crew's like, we're having a donut. And the captain's like, I don't know about that. I'm not sure if we should be eating that. Who has heard the captain pleading for some, yeah? And how about this? Have you ever been in a fight with somebody that you love a great deal and the crew is saying some terrible shit? The crew is saying some horrible shit to that person and the captain's going, why are you saying that? We love that person. Has anybody heard that captain? Who would like the captain to be in control slightly more often? I would suggest to you that if you can get the captain in control a lot more often, everything changes. And here's how you do it. You train the crew. And here's an example. Think of something like, who's doing the cold water? Apparently there's a cold water swim going on after this. Who's doing it? Here's how it's gonna work. You're gonna get to the cold water. The captain says, we're going in the cold water. And the crew says, hell no. We are not doing that. And the captain says, oh, yes, we are. And then the captain commands the crew, and the crew walks in, and the crew's walking, and the water's getting colder. And you know, there's just, I don't know what this is like from the female perspective. I can tell you, when you get to about here in the cold water, you don't want to go further. There's just, I don't know what it's like for you guys, but for us, it's all out, we don't want to go further, but you go, walk further. And the crew's like, oh shit, okay, and we walk a little further. And then it happens again, just about at the nipple line. I don't want to go any deeper. And then the crew listens to go further. And then you're in up to the water up to here. And now the crew is saying something else. Let us out! Let us out! And the captain says, not until we're ready. And then finally the captain says, okay, we can get out now. And the more you do that kind of thing with your life, the more you put the captain in charge, the more you train the crew to listen, you know what's going to be amazing? How is the crew going to feel after they've stayed in the water long enough and they finally get out? How does the crew feel after that experience? Amazing. They feel amazing, but the crew is a very short-term thinking bunch of guys and women. They're terribly short-term. No, the water's cold. Captain says, yeah, but you're going to feel great when we do this. No way, it's too hard. How many things in your life would change if you could just get the captain to make the decision based on the result and not the short-term difficulties? Are you with me? All right, now one last thing before we go into our experience. You all hear this. How many days does it take to create a habit? How many days? 21, 15, 76, 92. It actually isn't about days, it's about emotional intensity. It has nothing to do with days. It's about emotional intensity. If you do something for 100 days in a row with no emotional intensity, I doubt it's going to become a habit. But if a young baseball player is playing in his very first World Series and he walks in that morning and he ties his left shoe and he leans over to tie his right shoe and he bangs his head, ow, looks for blood. It's a bad one, no blood, but that's still bad. Then he ties his right shoe and then he goes out and he plays the game. When he's in the game, suddenly he finds himself in a difficult situation because the bases are loaded and they're three runs behind, and he hits a grand slam and he wins the World Series for his team. Will he celebrate? Will he celebrate? Will his team celebrate him? Will his city celebrate him? Yes, and celebration will activate a very interesting biochemical response in his body, and it works like this. The body will go, holy crap, how did we achieve this? And let's do it again. And for the rest of that athlete's life, he will go into the locker room, tie his left shoe first, bang his head on the locker. It's called superstition. But it's a locked-in behavior because of the emotional intensity. And so I'm going to guide you guys through a process right now. And what I want you to do at the end of it is I want you to celebrate at the opening party of Mindvalley University next year. Who wants to celebrate with me now at the opening party of Mindvalley University next year? All right. Close your eyes, take a deep breath. And I want you to seek out any tension you have in your body. And I want you to seek out any tension that you have in your mind. And I want you to do the best you can with all the excitement you have inside you to let it go. I have found that deep relaxation starts in the toes, the 10 toes. And as you take those 10 toes, you can tighten them up a little bit and then let them go. And then you can move that relaxation up from the toes into the ankles and rotate it around the knees. Up through your legs, up through the hips, through the chest and the back. Let the warmth and the relaxation pour over your back, down the shoulders, into your arms, and down into your fingers. Let the warmth and the relaxation run up over your scalp, down into your face. Let those little muscles at the corners of your eyes go. Let your tongue hang loose in your mouth. And just for a moment, I want you to create a little slideshow of the most magnificent things you've experienced here at Mindvalley University. The love, the celebration, the learning, the contribution, the generosity, the inspiration, the education, the transformation. And now I want you to shift gears entirely. And I want you to remember the past. I want you to remember the past. But the past I want you to remember is the future that's in front of you. So I want you to imagine that you're right now preparing for the opening party at Mindvalley University, Tallinn next year. You're preparing for the party and you're thinking back over the last year that you've had. How much gratitude do you have for the action you took? How much appreciation do you have for the support that you receive from the people around you? I want you to remember right now those moments where you drifted a little bit off course. Do you remember that? There was that one time about 3 weeks after MVU and you started to drift off course, but you course corrected. You got back on track. You made the phone call. You got the help you needed. You read the right book. You listened to the right quest on the Mindvalley platform. You got the inspiration. You got it. You got yourself back on track. And then it happened again. Remember, there was that thing, that project you were working on, and you started to let it slip. And then you remembered course corrections are the key. And so you corrected course. In fact, now that you think about it, as you look back at the last year, as you prepare for the opening party, and you look back at the last year, maybe the theme of your last year was course corrections. How many course corrections did you make? How often did you shift gears and step up? How often did the captain say, crew, get in line? Course corrections, that was the theme of the last year. And so as you think about that and you realize you have your costume on for the opening party. You have the costume on for the opening party. And so gently what I want you to do is to rise to your feet. Gently rise to your feet because we're getting ready for the opening party at MVU Tallinn. That's right, just rise to your feet gently. And then what I want you to start to do is I want you to continue to celebrate in yourself your achievements of the last year. And before we go to this next step, I just want you to shout out some of the magical things that you did and that happened. Stuff that you did that was in your control and stuff that just the universe delivered. Shout out some of the magical things that happened. Shout it out. What happened? What did you do? Yes, more, louder. More. What did you accomplish? What magic happened? Celebrate that. Now, shh. You're going to hear some music coming gently in the back. And I want you to feel the music in your body. And as it intensifies, I want you to create this feeling of celebration. Celebration for the things that you are about to achieve. Celebration for the things that you are going to do over the course of this next year. This is the celebration of next year's MVU opening party for everything that you learned at Mindvalley University this year and everything you did. All the action you took, all the calls you made, all the help you provided. This is it. This is it. Feel the energy building your body. Feel it. Celebrate. Celebrate with everything you've got. More, more. Celebrate. Feet off the ground. Celebrate. Feel it. Feel it. More celebration, anchor in the behavior. The harder you celebrate, the locked it in it is. Celebrate, celebrate. You guys are amazing. You're outstanding. You are fantastic. One more time, bigger, bigger, bigger. Yes. Yes. And stop. Now, one last thing. With only your eyes, I want you to look around the room and lock eye contact with some people and just slightly past what's comfortable. You know that thing where you look and go, look away? Don't do that. Lock in for a moment. And I want you to say one thing to them. And if you guys can put the song on, I never even asked for it, but I'm glad you came. If you can find it, you'll put that on. But here's the deal. I want you to lock eyes with each other, look at each other, and send this one message. I'm glad you came. I am glad you came. Thank you guys all very much. It's been an absolute blast. See you at the party!
You cast a spell on me. You hit me like the sky fell on me. And I decided you look well on me. So let's go somewhere no one else can see you and me.
So, we're now coming to the home stretch. I'm going to be bringing up Niraj and Reagan and Juanpa. What we're going to do is two things. We're firstly going to ask your help to clear the chairs to the side. So pick up your belongings. Help us move all the chairs to the side. We're going to take a group picture. So everyone's going to come back here. There's going to be a photographer dangling from the roof. We're going to take a group picture. Then we're going to go straight into this magical closing ceremony by Regan Huanpa and Niraj Naik. So let's help with the chairs. And yeah, we're going to slowly move the chairs, okay? And if you guys could help the elderly in the room, please, or the really young kids, just help them with their chair. Now, this is also a good time if you need to use the restroom.